Sup guys, welcome to Wall Street Bets Fails. Wall Street Bets is home to some of the world's craziest people, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the most jaw-dropping gains and losses from this week. So first off, we have user Agent Blukes, who lost 43% of his portfolio, or over $9,000. Agent Blukes was making bearish bets, probably buying puts as the market performed well over the past few months. I don't know exactly what he was trading, but just buying SPY puts could lose you this much money over the course of the rally since March. But despite the bad luck, it looks like Agent Blukes will not be giving up anytime soon. He posted, "Sometimes you've got to feed the bears and get them nice and plump for the harvesting season." So it looks like he's banking on a second crash. But despite the cavalier remarks, it seems like Agent Blukes understands the risky nature of making bearish bets under the Jay Powell regime, saying whenever he tries to bet against the market, he seems to get the response, "Money printer go burr." On a serious note though, Agent Blukes has a warning for other Wall Street Bets users. He says he hopes his losses can serve as a warning to others not to make the same mistakes as he has. So next up, we have the user Baby You Need Some Shoes. Baby You Need Some Shoes suffered a similar fate as Agent Blukes and lost $25,000 since March buying SPY puts. So you can see here he says $18,000 loss, 25,000 since March, rainbow bear tendencies. As we can see from his screenshot, most of his losses came from SPY puts. He made some gains from buying Zynga and SQQQ, which is the inverse of the QQQ index, but these profits were not enough to offset his massive losses on the SPY puts. So as you can see, the SPY has rebounded nicely since the lows from mid-March, and that's how he lost money on the puts. So as far as his other positions, Zynga, it's a company that makes mobile phone games. It's done really well recently, as you can see. They don't make like new sexy games. They make kind of the old-fashioned games. They make Words with Friends, for example. I don't know who plays these things anymore, but apparently it's done well, and it's offset some of Baby You Need Some Shoes losses. So the other part of his portfolio that's interesting is the SQQQ. So the SQQQ is short the triple Q, which is the technology heavy index. So basically he was short Amazon, Microsoft, all the cloud kings, etc. So year to date, the SQQQ is down more than 50%. But in March, when the market was free falling, it skyrocketed 100%. But it quickly gave up those gains, and the tech-driven rebound started in mid-March. So the SQQQ may be useful as a hedge, but in the long run, it decays as technology stocks grind higher over time. As you can see from this long run chart, if you put $1 million in SQQQ at inception in 2010, you'd have almost nothing left today. So it's pretty incredible that he was somehow able to make money on the SQQQ, even though it's down 50% year to date. But it looks like he had really good timing. So our next user is TurboPeen Piledrive, who lost a staggering 92% of his portfolio in the last week on poorly timed Tesla and Netflix calls. So in the past week, both Tesla and Netflix are down double digits despite their monster runs year to date. So for Netflix, they missed Q2 expectations for subscriber growth, causing the stock to go down. And for Tesla, nothing really happened with the company. The stock was just pulling back after recent strength. So this kind of goes to show the fact that he lost so much money that when you're playing short-term options, you have to be very careful and get the timing exactly right. It's not enough just to be right on the stock. So for example, on Tesla, had TurboPeen Piledrive waited a few days to get into Tesla calls, he would have made a fortune, because in the past couple of days, Tesla stock has ripped in anticipation of its Q2 earnings, and he would have made a lot of money. So as we can see in the comment section, TurboPeen Piledrive is not alone in his bad luck with Netflix calls. The Sufficient Tower is also down $11,000 or 73% of his portfolio over the past week. We also have some advice from other users. Maranicon warns not to play into earnings, and Frumpy Cat says never put more than 10% of your portfolio into a single bet. This will help you preserve your capital in the long run. So now that we've gone through some of this week's biggest losses on Wall Street Bets, let's leave on a positive note and see a Wall Street Bet user who's made a huge gain. User V Ezekiel bought 46 Novavax call options expiring July 17th for strike prices between $84 and $105. So Novavax is a vaccine company working on a vaccine. It has more than doubled in the past month, soaring past Ezekiel's strike prices and profiting him 500% or $186,000. And you can see here he writes, Novavax calls, July 17 gains. Novavax is love. Novavax is life. So that wraps it up for this week's craziest Wall Street bet trades. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, comment below what trades you are making this week, and we'll be back in the next week for this coming week's crazy Wall Street bet trades.